I don't find Ali. Where is he? No. Here is. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Have just a small problem looking for our guest. That seems is about to come. Hello. Welcome. How are you? We're fine. I'm waiting for my guest from New York City, Norway. Oh, that's very far. What happened with Ali? While you join us, guys, I will try to see. Ali still coming. Okay. From Turkey, I see Abdurrahim.
Do you hear me, Anna?
Hola.
Hello, hola, Anna. How are you?
Fine, ready for this.
Okay, thank you. So I was just connecting to you, but it was just a bit the problem of internet and something else. But now I'm finally successful. I'm here. How are you?
Well, fine. Ready to listen to all these interesting things that you're about to tell us. I think you had a great idea, okay, with this protocol and with this webinar. And you know what? First of all, it's so funny to see you because
Yeah.
there are so many colleagues and friends from all over the world. We see each other through pictures, but now I
Exactly,
have a
exactly.
face, you have a voice, and your face moves. It's very funny.
Yeah. And then one day we will have a convention maybe, and after Corona and this pandemic, and of course, with considering these protocols, we can gather together.
Absolutely. So for all our followers that are with us now, please write down, pay attention. I hope you will be with us until the end of this webinar. World Licensed Tour Guide, together with Ali, a licensed tour guide, of course, in Iran and member of our community. We're gonna see, well, how to work in this hard, I would say, challenging period. So how to be a tour guide during COVID-19, that's a title that I put myself, I know it's not the official one. Like how to survive as a tour guide during COVID-19. So I think that I would like to start, soon, because I know that we have a lot of things to talk about. So while other followers join, I just want to say something very, very quick, and then I leave you all the time you need to talk about it. First, to all the audience, if you want to, I don't know, add some comment or questions, Ali, I'm sure will be ready to answer everything. I will leave him talking about the protocol because he knows everything. But before we start, Ali, I think our audience would like to know who we are. Like,
Yeah,
the same,
exactly.
I'm seeing you for the first time. They are all seeing us for the first time, So I'm
Exactly.
going to introduce myself quickly. And like, my name is Anna. So hello to everyone. I'm a licensed tour guide in Sevilla, which is a beautiful city in the south of Spain. And of course, I highly recommend everyone to come to Sevilla and visit us, and including you, Ali, of course.
And of course, and you
And
promised me one day you will take me there.
a full
Okay.
day tour.
Yeah.
Anyway, today I'm glad to be like the face, the voice, and be here on behalf of World Licensed Tour Guides, and who we, World License Tour Guide, is the first and largest network of qualified tour guides from all over the world. So as simple as that. But it's also interesting to tell our audience how we started. I think it's a nice story. Okay, it was not long ago. It was summer 2020,
Yeah.
when someone that's also following us right now, Abderrahim, that's our founder and tour guide from Algeria, noticed that many platforms and networks on internet were missing the difference between licensed tour guides and not licensed ones. And I think it is a very important difference. So
Exactly.
basically from zero, this guy started inviting us to join him in this idea and this project. The project today is a very big network, where I think today, so far, we are 233
200,
members.
yeah. And
Okay.
then in summer when we started, I can remember we were something like 20, 30 when I joined, and then it was perfect. And world licensed tour guides was extremely phenomenal, during this period, thank you. Yeah, keep it up. Thank you, Anna.
Well, anyway, we started as a very small group. I think that when I joined, we were more or less 30, 35, no more than that. Today, we're 233, as I said. And I prefer to define World License Tour Guide as family, okay? Because we know each other. A lot of us, we already know each other. We talk many times. We share a lot of activities. But what's most important to know is that we have a common goal. We support each other, especially in this very challenging moment. And we want the travelers to know how important it is to choose a professional for their traveling experiences. Because you can find someone that knows everything about one city, but only a legally qualified tour guide can provide a high quality service. So I mentioned, while I introduced myself, I mentioned our founder, Abderrahim. Together with us, there's someone else taking care of our family, and I would like to mention her, and she's Sasha. She's all guide. Our team is 100% made of tour guides, which is amazing, is awesome. And if someone doesn't know, besides Instagram, we're also on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and our website is about to come very soon. So finally, travelers will be able to choose their tour guide. Well, of course, for trips, they are planning to do as soon as possible, but also so far for their virtual experiences. And so Abderrahim, Anna, Sasha, and among 233 members of this huge family, there's you, Ali. Tell us a little bit about you.
Very good. Thank you for your nice introduction of World Licensed Tour Guides. I just enjoyed, Anna. And I do want to really appreciate your, incredible efforts during these months that you, Sasha, Abdurrahim did. It was, perfect. And now we can see that how we are, growing day to day. And if I want to tell you about myself, I'm just, as you know, I'm an old member of World Licensed Tour Guide since summer. And I'm so happy that more colleagues have joined us, especially from Iran. And as you can see in Asia Week, lots of posts and stories of a variety of colleagues.
Licensed Tour Guides and friends.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've been to a tourist guide, a trilingual tourist guide, because I speak English, Italian, and as I know, originally you're from Italy, and then I need to tell you that I know the language, so and of course Persian, and I've been a tourist guide for 6 years, and now I'm here, and we are here to restart tourism maybe tonight. So because we have waited a lot, and then to tell you a bit about this project of COVID-19. We did it in Isfahan with Isfahan Tourist Guide Association. I was with my teammates, and we had a project manager, and we sat for 3 months, and we gathered together. For 3 months, and then we brainstormed and wrote some protocols for the first time, especially for tourist guides. We searched a lot, we took a look everywhere, and we saw that so there are some just general guidelines and regarding tourism and regarding entirely about these things, but we couldn't find something exactly for tourist guides, so which check and which say everything step by step to perform a tour for a professional tour guide. So that's why we started having this project, COVID-19 Protocols for Tourist Guides. And if you want me to tell you a bit about the run, and then after that I start, or we go straight to the project?
I see one, just in case someone just joined us, because I see many people, saying hello, or
yeah, they're joining.
I find some name, and for me it's not very easy, like, to pay attention to you, but at the same time to read. So I hope I can, pay attention to all the questions in case someone asks. I think that it's very important, this idea that you had. I'm looking forward to hear what you have to say about this protocol, because I've been on a long break, okay, since March, okay? It's
exactly
a long break in Spain, but things change a lot depending on where you live. Some our colleagues are working, other colleagues are still at home, someone else is on lockdown completely. So when we work during this long new scenario, I will say, this new life, sometimes we do things that we suppose are good, are safe, and maybe if we learn how to behave in such a situation, travelers can also feel safe. They can understand that they can trust us and can travel safe. I mean, if borders are open, they can try to organize a trip, and we will do our best to make them feel safe and comfortable. So it's all yours. As I said, I will just interrupt you in case I see some interesting questions. So you will see me saying, Ali, but it's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. First, I want to start with an introduction about these protocols. So these protocols are highly suggested for tourist guides around the world. And what we are going to check is step-by-step performing a tour. We're going to start with general guidelines, and then we continue with the airports and other sections of for example, airports, transportation, hotels, restaurants, and these things. So, and first of all, I want to tell you that at the beginning of receiving a tour, everything starts with some days or some weeks before receiving the tour. So we need to check everything regarding pandemic, regarding the protocols. At the day of starting the tour, when we want to receive our tour, we need to have a specific, badge and a special, dressing clothes that shows the tourist something. Before pandemic, we all know that we do believe the first impression of tourists. So it happens only for the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds. But, during the pandemic, the tourists want to make sure that, there is a badge regarding COVID-19, there is something, there is a logo, there is a slogan, safe guide, safe tour. So it means that our tour leader, our tourist guide is aware of the protocols, he's taking care of this thing. So the first impression is going to be positive at the first step when we want to receive our tour. And the second thing which is really important is this, that we need to have all our equipments with ourselves. So For example, about the masks, about disposable gloves, and sanitizer. These things that we need to prepare beforehand. We know the number of to our tours. We know how many people are there, and these are the things. These equipments are the things that they well prepared before by the travel agencies and tour operators, so they are all involved in this case. And then we should take care of the capacity of the tour, so it cannot be over, for example, 15 people, because the biggest vehicle that we use, it can be a bus, for example, while we are on a tour from city to city, from side to side. And then about the knowing of symptoms, we should know the symptoms, as it updates. For example, the first wave of coronavirus, the symptoms were something like headache and fever and these things. And for the second wave, it changed. So we should be aware of the symptoms completely. For example, something happens in our tour, so we don't know. And we should know that, for example, these symptoms is related to the second wave, third wave of coronavirus. So we can immediately take action in that situation. And we should know how to work with some equipments and devices like, pulse oximeter, for example, to measure the oxygen, the amount of oxygen of our, for example, tourists, just in case something happens. So these are the things that we should know before starting the tour. And in the whole tour, we are supervising, and we are the supervisor, and we are the person who controls everything regarding the pandemic. So we take it all seriously, and it is completely different with the other things that we might have had before. For example, maybe something was not that much important to take it serious in our tours, but nowadays, because COVID-19 is related to the health, this is the issue of life and death. So this is that much important. And the last but not the least in general guidelines is this, that first we should take care of ourselves. So we are tourist guides, so we are the leader of the group. So first we should be safe, we should be healthy, and then after that take care of other people. So we need to wear masks. Okay, if we do not wear masks, so the group doesn't follow us. The group, if whatever we say that you need to wear masks, you need to sanitize your hands, so they do not follow us. First, we need to know that every day we should wear masks. Always we should take care of ourselves. We are always on trips. And then for example, before pandemic, Anna, for example, when we were in flights, when something happens at the airplane, some problem with oxygen. So first we take the mask for oxygen mask for ourselves, and we close it, and then we go and save other person. Without saving ourselves, we cannot save other person. So we're not going to be a Superman, or we're not going to make something incredible, but we're going to yeah, exactly, we're going to do everything step by step, standard. First we should have the mask, we should have the gloves, everything, and then we can take care of other people. So because if we do not have safety, no one in the group has safety, because we are the people that we are taking care of the group.
But
so,
Ali, some
yeah.
things I interrupt you. I think that all these first steps you're talking about can be very easy when there's a travel agency next to you or behind you, so people come more or less already aware of what's going on. Well, if they used to behave in a certain way when they're at home, they will do the same when traveling. So I agree with you. If they see you that you take things seriously, they will do the same.
Exactly.
As you feel safe. But what about something that happened to me many times, like especially at the beginning, COVID, when most of us didn't take it seriously. I was the first one thinking that it was just, something very
Cool.
simple, absolutely not dangerous. What if your guest travelers are private, so they don't come, with the travel agency? They just contacted you in some way, so you don't have no one that helps you organizing all thing. It's all about you. I remember when just a few weeks before the pandemic lockdown was
Yeah.
declared in Spain, I was working with many Italian groups, families, but none of them from travel agencies. They were all,
Yeah.
individuals that were contacted. And, now it's funny, but back then it was a little bit uncomfortable as a moment. You know that Italians were used to touch each other, to shake hands
Yeah.
and have a contact.
To say yes.
No one could imagine that we were about to wear a mask. So those, few weeks before the lockdown, I started, apart from, cleaning my hands, something that I always done, especially when you touch money, I started saying, oh no, when they were ready with their hands, to say, hello, nice to meet you, it was like, no, sorry, there's COVID coming up. And I didn't know how to say it. And
Yeah.
I could see their faces, like upset. Oh, does this girl think that I have COVID or something like that? So I'm happy that today people at least is aware of that. But what if someone comes to you and the travel agency didn't warn them about how to behave? What do we do? Which is your
Yeah,
suggestion about it?
what we do is this, that at the beginning, so we are well prepared. We are we are ready soldiers. So we have the packs, we have everything. In this case, we prepare the packs, we which we call it hygienic welcome kit. So
Mm-hmm.
the mask is inside, gloves is inside, everything is in the pack. At the beginning, when we want to start the tour, so we try to distribute these packs so they will see that it is very important. We are taking this seriously, and their lives really matter for us, and their health really matter for us. So they see that we take it seriously, and they're going to follow us, and we pay attention to social distancing, everything refers to the first impression that I told you. They see that, so okay, so considering protocols is important here, so the health is important here, so we need to obey, we need to follow. So just in this case that something happens, so we need to manage it ourselves, because as you said, there is no other travel agency, so no other people, so we need to prepare these things ourselves in this case. And while we are at the airport, so we have the sign, we have the badge, and we have distributed the packs and welcome kit to them, which includes these masks and sanitizers and these things. And then we try to mention social distancing to them, in for example, we try not to keep them close to each other. We always try to remind them about social distancing in this case. And then we try to stay and give our explanation in outdoor, in outside environment. So which is really highly, effective in order to minimize the risk of, contagion. So that's why we always persist on an outside environment. And then after that, when we want to have the transpiration, so we need to check the equipments, the hygienic equipments, and tools with the driver. We all know that a human may forget things. So this is our duty to be very careful at the day of the tour, that one day before the tour, to call him and again double check the things. Have you put the mask inside the bus or the van or whatever it is? Do you have the sanitizer? We check every item, so because we know that it is very vital during the tour. And then with after that, we try to say, tell the driver, so it is not only the issue of having these hygienic items in the vehicle, but also using them. Okay, so we need to be careful, using them every often, to put them somewhere in the vehicle which is visible, so tourists can see, they can use. They should have a bag, suitable bags in order to use them, and then put them inside, and then throw it away in a suitable trash can which is covered, which has a door, and then it will this way it will decrease the risk of coronavirus. And then at the beginning, when we are welcoming them, when we are in the transportation, we are on the bus, so we need to tell them the information about our own region, what is the situation exactly in our country, in our city, and then it may be different with their location that they have come. So they should know, but how should they know? We do not use some brochure and these printed items. We try to use some barcode electronic things, so they can easily scan the barcode and then read about the updated and the newest protocols of the destination. So it is something very important for the tourists to know at the beginning. And then we should make sure about the ventilation of the vehicle. In the bus, we should use a kind of bus which is well occupied with air filter. We should be 100% sure that there is air ventilation in the bus, and and if it is possible, just let one window open or something like that. These things are some solutions for the tourist guide, that they need to take care of this. Because, as you know, air circulation, is something very significant in this case. And the other thing which is really important is the order of seats.
Yes,
before, for example, before they come, we have marked the seats of the vehicle. For example, in the bus, they know where to sit. It is, for example, the capacity of the bus is not full. Exactly. It is, for example, 15 people. So there are lots of seats. And then
they take another one. They say, "Oh, that one
exactly,
is empty."
No, we put mark before they get on, so before they get on, they know that, for example, which seats they can use. And when a person has a seat in the bus, it is for himself or herself for the duration of tour. There is no change and there is no exchange, because of this situation of coronavirus. Yeah,
I have one question about this. Okay, since you mentioned the bus,
yes.
Being in the bus. I mean, first, if someone that's with us want to share some experience, like some problem, something that has changed in his or her tours due to COVID, you can write. Ali, like, we are responsible of ourselves. We have to give good example, to our guests. But you've been in this job for a long time, and so am I. So we know that people not always like to respect rules. So you gave me the example of the seats in the bus. You have seats already, given to everyone, but there are many empty seats, and there's always someone that says, "Oh, the first row seat is empty. Can I sit there?" Or for any reason, or again, something even more, I would say, likely to happen. If you have among your guests someone that it's not very, very afraid of COVID, still doesn't believe on what COVID is today. And so after all recommendations, signs, and air and everything and seats, and you see this guest putting the mask off. So we have to be kind, we have to be nice, but we
Yeah,
have to
of
control.
course, of course.
How do we say, please, sir, would you put your mask on? So it happened to me, right? That's why I'm asking you.
Exactly.
I say you have
You're right.
everything under
Yes, you're right.
control. So would you
So
please
in
give
this
me
case,
a
yeah, exactly. There is no kidding during pandemic, in this case, something happens, we try to, tell them very kindly, okay, sir, could you please wear your mask, like us, and, we care. We start with this. We do care. Your health is really important for me. Your health is important for your, other people of the group. So that's why we are telling you. And we start with this intonation, very kindly, and we start saying, you have traveled a lot, you know a lot more than us, and then we try to say something like this. Then it's going to be softer a bit. But if he didn't, listen to us, then we start, retelling, and start warning him, every day, every hour in front of the crowd. So he will understand that finally he has to wear it on, because as soon as someone break the rules, it means that other people are going to break the rules, because they say, oh, he has not worn the mask, so I will not wear it also. But we should, take care of it immediately. We should take action. We should retell a lot, so we should take it seriously. It is not the issue of, for example, that my seat is not comfortable in the bus and these things. No, it's not the issue of it. This is the issue of health. This is the issue of, health of the people. If just a person gets coronavirus in the group, what happens? If one person is not satisfied with me because of wearing mask, I do accept this, instead of one person gets coronavirus in my group. So I'm responsible for that. So I want to, I'm not, a Superman, but I can, minimize the risk of, coronavirus. So this is our duty. That's why I try to take it very seriously. And again, I don't leave him. Again and again, every 10 minutes, every half an hour, I say, can you please wear your mask very kindly? I don't leave him. I say, come on. I
Could
have
you
a
please
lot
say
to say to you.
it
Yeah,
so I can control
yeah,
you? Nice.
yeah. And,
That's
I don't leave him. I don't leave her. So every 10 minutes, could you please, sir, wear your mask? Look at your friends. They have the mask. So he's not like a child. So he will listen after some time. If we take it seriously, then he's going to listen, or she's going to listen. Okay, but finally, if we couldn't do something, then we can report it to the travel agency, or we can, separate him from the group. So we can tell him, if you cannot travel with a group, so you can travel private. I hire another guide for you to have a private tour. That's it.
yeah.
So
I think all the
then there
members of
might
the
be,
group will do the same anyway.
yeah,
If they respect rules, they will be the first ones, I would say, maybe arguing with him. So, well, and I was just, thinking about it because it happened to me quite recently, but in my case was
yeah,
inside the
exactly,
monument. So the
exactly.
security of the monument did it, on my behalf. I didn't have to talk.
Yeah,
They did everything. So please go on, tell us more.
exactly. Yeah, thank you. And then we try to we should be careful about our equipments. Usually in the bus we use our microphone. This is something that I use it a lot. So uh, we need to sanitize it before it. If the microphone is for the bus, so the other tourist guide has used it, and then you don't know. So you need to sanitize it. Be careful, because microphone is something that at the nearest to our mouth, and so it is very dangerous. So in this case, I do propose our lovely colleagues that try to have one microphone for ourselves. For example, now I bought my microphone, then whenever I go, so I try to use it, this is private. So it's the best.
Or something also, in case they don't want to carry one, they don't have, bags enough, just put something on top. I know because,
Yeah, then they can sanitize. Yes, if it is a public one, they can sanitize it before that, and then they can put a napkin or a paper or
yes.
tissue, something like that, and then talk. It's okay. And regarding these are the equipments, and then about the stops on the way, for example, city to city. So we need to check before that where to stop. We cannot just see the sign on the road and stop for example, about the for the WC and these things. So we should check before that whether they are, those stops, those locations are, considering the protocols or not. Those places are clean enough or not. So we need to really check what are we going to do on the way. And about the things that, for example, tell them to use these equipments, and then hygienic things. About the accommodation, since our time is not that much, so I try to make it a little bit fast. I think we have just 1 hour, yes?
Yes, but because
Okay.
Instagram then
Yeah.
says
Yeah, it's going to interrupt it. Yeah, okay. So I'm
we
going
have
to,
about
it's
15
okay.
minutes left.
Yeah.
No
We have
worries.
20 minutes or 15 minutes?
15, yes, because it's,
Okay, so
I say 15, then when we say, okay, thank
yeah,
you, and so
yeah.
on, 20.
Thank you. So then about regarding accommodation, so it is about the crowded places during check-in and check-out of hotels. For example, in lobbies in front of the reception. So we need to take care of our group. So we should tell them you shouldn't, stay in these crowded places. And we should, if we want to check the documents, if we want to give the documents to the reception or something like that, we need to use the gloves, disposable gloves for that. So because we are getting the passport from the people or ID cards, so it is something very important in accommodation. And we need to obey the rules and protocols of accommodation. It is a hotel, it is a hostel, or whatever it is, we need to obey their rules. And also, we need to be careful to see whether they are obeying protocols regarding, COVID-19 or not. So, because if they do not, consider these things, maybe one tourist, one of our group may say, I do not want to stay here. They do not consider the protocols and these things. So it is very important because it is the issue of their health. It is not the issue of, for example, before we had tourists that they wanted to come us. They say, oh, my bed is not that much comfortable, so I don't like the room. Yeah, change the room. So, but now they may come and they say, this hotel doesn't consider COVID-19 protocols. I do not stay here. So this is something else. We cannot say, okay, I will solve it. That's why we need to take it seriously. When we see that these things happen, we should immediately, warn the reception. And if he didn't listen to us, we should tell it to manager of hotel or hostel, and he's going to take care of this. But if finally they didn't listen to us, it's best to tell the tour operator to put pressure on them, because it is not an easy problem. It is a big problem, in my opinion. And the other things that we should take care of, that is the other section. And there is a section in the tour, okay, that if we want to wear mask, we cannot wear. Who can tell me what section is this? Let me see if our people are still awake or not. Let's see who can answer this question. For example, there is a place. Yeah, there is a place when we go there in our trip in the tour, we cannot wear mask. If we want, we cannot wear mask. So where is that place?
I have no idea. I don't know any.
Yeah, maybe we are doing something, for example, that we cannot wear mask.
Eating. Okay, eating.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, no way. I'm
So
sorry, but
exactly,
that's
yeah. You know.
challenging. That's very challenging. I just remove it, have a bite, and put it up again. Remove it.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's what I do
It.
when I'm eating with someone else. That's
Yeah.
what I do. Trust me. So, which is your
Exactly.
suggestion?
So this is very challenging, and we, finally, we cannot eat with mask, or we cannot drink with a mask. So this this place is, one of the highlights of the tour, that we need to, take it much more seriously, because before choosing the place, we need to choose outdoor. You know, the places, the cafes and restaurants that they have an outdoor environment. For example, when we are at a cafe which has some tables at the yard, garden, or roof garden or balcony, these were so an outside environment will be very helpful for us to go there and have our dinner or our lunch. So because if we want, we cannot wear a mask, so what to do? So that's the main thing, that we should use outdoor places always. Maybe a person says that I cannot find an outdoor restaurant in that region, in that specific region. There might be some solutions. You can ask the restaurant. For example, you can call them. We always call before going to restaurants to reserve for our people. So this way, during pandemic, we respectively, we ask them, can you please put some chairs outside from your restaurant, or
Really?
can there is
Or
exactly, yes, or there is a cafe beside your restaurant. Can you talk to him? Can we use their space and have, for example, the launch of your restaurant? So there are some solutions. Finally, we can find, and this is the most important thing in restaurants, and we need to discontinue buffets and self-service, because self-services and buffets, people
you
are
need,
going to take your close to each other, so that's high risk.
and they
So we try to
food and safe.
exactly.
Yeah. Never
Exactly.
again.
So we
Again.
completely
No.
avoid, yeah, exactly. We completely avoid these self-service and buffets. So we try to, and we are tourist guide, and we order for our group, and we usually try to tell them to use the packs and these things, and everything hygienic. So that's it. Traveling during pandemic is like this, no problem. So we do, but we consider the protocols. So and then about the sightseeing, for example, one another point about the restaurants, we can ask the restaurants before that uh, what time is usually crowded there in your restaurant. So he says that for lunch, at 1 o'clock is crowded, so I will come at 2 with my group. And when we go there, we try to decrease the time. For example, before, we used to go there to sit for an hour, enjoy, eat, and then just relax a bit. Yeah, half an hour, 1 hour. But nowadays, during pandemic, we try to make it short, because we are taking care of also our colleagues. My colleague wants to come and use the restaurant and an outdoor and outside environment, so I need to help him. So if I finish my lunch in 15 minutes, then he can come and use this space. So we need to take care of each other in this case, because the restaurants may be limited, that they have outside environment. And then the last thing about the sightseeing, you know, before going sightseeing, we need to check the tickets if we can get the tickets online for the group. Okay, just so this way we can avoid, yeah, we can avoid some paper tickets and then they touch it. We avoid the touching the printed things, and then we need to see whether if the sites are close to us, so we do the walking tour instead of using the vehicle.
Yes,
Why to do
yes.
that? So if it is close, yeah, we can just walk and enjoy, and then walking tour, explain more and these things. But instead of using the vehicle, which is high risk, and then in the sightseeing, we should manage our explanation. The most important thing in the site is managing the explanation. You know, the sites during high season, there might be lots of groups. They want to come and they want to visit the places. So if we have a story to tell, which takes a bit about 20 minutes, half an hour, so we choose an outside environment, you know, to tell them about the story about these things. And when we are going inside, there is no, you know, there is less circulation of the air. So we try to just explain to the point, you know, and we try to just show them, you know, for example, this tile works that you see is something that I told you outside, you know, this is the things that, and then we try to make it less. And this way we are helping our colleagues. So they can come inside and we go and then they come and then next group, and then we all are, you know, working in tourism industry without any problem, without any risk. You know, we minimize the risk of coronavirus this way. And then something that which is really important also is this about the obeying the rules of the sites. We know that, for example, before pandemic, we used to tell our groups that, you know, you shouldn't take photo in this museum. You should, for example, you cannot carry your backpack in the museum, these things. But nowadays, you know, we should be careful that, for example, if we want to go to that site, okay, we need to wear, for example, a shoe cover, or we need to have gloves. So we need to be 100% prepared for that before going to the site. And at the end, for example, how much time do I have? Maybe some minutes? Maybe some minutes, yes? Or 5 minutes. It's good.
Yes.
So I manage it, you know. Yeah, we are tourist guys. You know, if they give us even 2 minutes, we do our work. Yeah. So, and in this case, you know, at the end, I want to show the logo that we have designed in Esfahan Tourist Guide Association. And I don't know whether I can, yes, this is the logo, Safe Guide, Safe Tour. And as you can see, yes, we have designed it, and we have this badge when we are going to the airports for the trained tourist guides in Iran. They have it, and then it says all about Safe Guide, Safe Tour, and you can see at the center, C19 is the abbreviation of COVID-19, and you can see a check mark here, which is, you know, COVID-19 is under the control, and there is a flag which is flowing, you know. This is the sign of a tourist guide. We always have the flag, and this is all about our logo. And you know, at the beginning when I said, you know, there should be a logo or a slogan or something, you know. So this is something that we have designed here in Esfahan. And at the end, I want to really appreciate and thank my teammates and the project manager and the teammates that we have staffed for 3 months for these protocols. You know, if I can change the, yes, now.
You're back.
Yeah, this is another logo. This is another logo. Okay, and I want to thank the project manager Maryam Hodayan, project team members Amin Adili, Abbas Alijanian, Amir Amini, Pejman Azizi, Huriya Hosseini, Ali Mohammadi, yes, I'm here, and Amir Shirazi. Okay, so we were the yeah, we were the team that gathered together, and then we brainstormed and wrote these protocols. Anna, I'm going to share these protocols with our lovely
Yes,
colleagues in our community, and if I
yes,
want to, for example, uh, we can have a glimpse of this. At the beginning, it all start with this, and then the next we have all introduction. First, we wrote it in Persian, then we translated in English, and you can see introductions, terms and definitions, everything about it, and general guidelines, which I told you, and then about transpiration, which are needed to do in the while we are on the tour, and then after that, which goes with the vehicles, and then accommodation, and restaurants, the only place that we cannot wear masks, and after food. And so this is the sites when we are taking tours. So, and this is lovely mosque of Sheikh Lutfullah Mosque in Isfahan, which has the lovely ceiling. Yeah. And then another place of Nakshijan Square in Isfahan, Ali Qapu Palace. So these are the explanation of this, and then about crisis management. I wanted to say, but the most important point about this is that whenever we see a person who has the symptoms of coronavirus, so we can immediately take the action with our equipments that I told you about, pulse oximeter to check the measurement, and to call the health centers and tour operator to take care of it, and then immediately we separate him or her from the group. So we do not we are serious about this, and these things happen. And then before they coming, about the crisis management of the tour, so we check the protocols of the country that they are coming. They must have the PCR test, and then we tell them that, for example, your country, after getting back, you need to be 2 weeks quarantine or not. These are the information that we should check regarding the nationality of tour that we have. And then these are the interpretation and the explanation of the logo that I told you. And then these are the names of the team. And then at the end, the organizations and the people that helped us in this project. And now finally it's me, Anna, and I think I was successful to finish it exactly at the time. Yes.
yes, absolutely. Just in time to remember our colleagues. Well, that, as you said, you will
Yeah, if
show,
there is any
you will share it.
question, yes.
Let me tell you, it is surprising. It is amazing. It's, a lot of simple rules. Well, rules that seem to be very simple, but sometimes we don't remember about them. And sometimes it's just, you just do them and you don't think about them. I've got reviews on Instagram of people writing, sorry, not Instagram, TripAdvisor writing, we are happy, we are glad, because besides being a good guide, Anna was taking care of us, providing us a safe tour,
Yeah.
respecting distance. So it's very important for us to do it. And well, before saying goodbye, I have a question. That's something absolutely personal,
Yes,
but I
please.
think to ask you. Do you think we are going to use this protocol for a long time? Or will we be
I think,
free again?
I hope, Anna, I hope we be free very soon, but something that happened, it started all in February, last February, and then we said, okay, after the next 2 months, it's going to go. And then we said, okay, let's wait. Then we said summer. Then again, we waited until summer. Then the second wave came, It didn't go, it didn't vanish, but the second wave came. So then we in Isfahan, okay, in Isfahan Tourist Guide Association, we decided that okay, so we cannot stay. From one day we need to change. We need to do something. We need to say that we are ready. The tourist guides are ready to perform the tours during pandemic. Anna, you know, when it is rainy, okay, it doesn't mean that not to go out. It means that to go out with an umbrella. And
Ella.
now, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, during the pandemic, it doesn't mean that do not travel. It doesn't mean that don't take trip. It means that yes, please take trip, but considering the protocols, hygienic protocols. So people, there are lots of professional tourist guides, licensed tourist guides that now they know about protocols. They can perform the tours in all over the world. And tourism is the message of peace, friendliness, hospitality. And this is the only thing that is, you know, the original asset of this world.
Yes. There's a colleague here that says there's no hope. Yes, my dear, there's hope. There's hope. We can do it. And which is very important is
Yeah,
that people know that they can trust us, that we can do everything, provide
exactly.
a good tour, give all informations, and also have them feeling safe. So, Ali, I think that we
Yeah.
have 1 minute left. So for me,
Okay.
we have to say thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to have you with
You're
us
welcome.
and to meet you. Well, you know, virtually
Thank you.
anyway. And if you want to say goodbye or anything else, it's all for you. Un besito. Mwah.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you for the time, and thanks to the people that they came here, they devoted their time for this live, and I hope it will be useful for them, and I will share it in our lovely community, in our group, so people can access to these protocols. Thank you so much.
See you, Ali. Bye. Thank
See you.
you.
Thank you. Bye. Goodbye.